Sinisi ni Pangulong Duterte ang climate change sa ibang mga bansa. Pero binawasan naman ng gobyerno ang pondo ng ilang mga proyektong makatutulong sana para maibsan ang mga epekto ng pagbabago ng klima. Here's Richard Haydarian.
If there's anything sure about the future, is this: climate change. Ito yung pagtaas ng temperature ng ating Earth, and at the same time, growing frequency in extreme weather conditions. And the Philippines has consistently ranked among the worst affected and most vulnerable countries in the world pagdating sa climate change, which itself is getting worse and worse over time. Kaya si Pangulong Duterte has emphasized the issue of climate change at dapat daw tulungan tayo ng mga mas mayayaman na bansa na nagkakontribute sa climate change since the Industrial Revolution. Ayon sa ating Presidente, moral responsibility ito ng mga mas mayayaman na bansa. For some reason, the President did not mention China, which is now the biggest contributor to climate change. In fact, the greenhouse emissions of China is almost twice that of the United States and as big as that of the next 4 countries combined. Pero para sa mga netizens and critics, the President also overlooked his own shortcomings when it comes to dealing with the climate change. In fact, shortly after the President's talk on climate change, nag-trending yung so-called Project NOAA and Calamity Fund sa Twitter. NOAA, of course, stood for Nationwide Operational Assessment of Hazards, which is a project that was sponsored by the Department of Science and Technology that the national government more or less defunded since 2017 under President Duterte. Yung Calamity Fund naman is yung allocation ng necessary resources for the National Disaster and Risk Reduction Management Council from the Annual General Appropriations Act by the Congress or yung ating national budget. DOST launched yung NOAA in 2012 in response to the country's need for comprehensive disaster prevention at saka yung mga mitigation measures. Pero by 2017, medyo kapos na po sa funding kaya nahirapan na ituloy yung ganitong project na napakamahalaga para sa atin. On the other hand, yung deliberations of the 2020 national budget last year, nakita natin na na-reduce yung budget for NDRRMC to only 16 billion, a 4 billion cut from Duterte's initial proposal of 20 billion pesos. So magaling mag-blame ng mga rich countries, magaling mag-call for more assistance from other countries and more solidarity with fellow Southeast Asian countries. But for some reason, hindi na mentioning China, which has been a major contributor, the leading contributor to greenhouse emissions in recent years. And for some strange reason, this administration has also reduced funding for very important projects para ma-prepare tayo for climate change. Project NOAA at saka yung size ng ating Calamity Fund. Climate change is real, climate change is getting worse, at kailangan natin ng proactive governance. Enough of just talking about resilience, let's talk about preparedness and governance. Ako po si Richard Haydarian. Stand with us, stand for truth.